Hello ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy TomOrigins here, back again with a brand new video at 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. So you guys better appreciate this one. I have been up all night long doing all different things on the channel and whatnot. But me and my girlfriend Helen, a couple of minutes ago, sat down and watched the entire 50-minute long EA live event that was on the 18th of June. Yes. And a lot of amazing content was shown, and me and Helen reacted to it on like YouTube and things like that, but we didn't film our reaction. We just wanted to take it all in and watch it at our own speed. And then I decided to hop on the camera now at 4 o'clock in the morning and make this video. Helen gave me the fantastic idea to make some notes, so I will be reading off my phone screen. Just it's like a little bit low down for you guys, so if I'm like looking at like this position, I'm reading off a phone, so don't worry about that. We're going to talk about it in chronological order of the live event, and I will leave the entire live event link down below in the description so you guys can go and check it out for yourselves. But Apex Legends is getting crossplay enabled. I already thought personally it was crossplay enabled already, but apparently that's new and that's coming out. There's going to be a brand new live event on the 23rd of June, and I wrote meh because I'm not a massive Apex Legends player. I don't play it too often, but if that's your game, it's getting a big update on June 23rd by the sound of it. So go check it out. There's going to be a new treasure hunt live event thing. It's going to kind of be cool, something a bit different for Apex, and yeah, it's just a whole bunch of new content coming out for the Apex community. So if that's your type of game, hop over on it on the 23rd of June, and enjoy that game. Sorry, it's 4 in the morning, guys. Help me out here. Sims 4 also had a really cute, heartwarming video in it where all these amazing people came together and kind of explained what the Sims community as a whole did for them. And that was really heartwarming and nice. They didn't show anything brand new other than that they're coming to Steam. So if you're a PC player and you don't get your games off the Origin server, you can always get them from Steam. I think a lot of EA games are now going to be coming and releasing on Steam. So if you have Steam downloaded to your PC or laptop of your choice, then you can play EA games on Steam pretty soon. So yeah, Sims 4 and the developers of The Sims didn't really have anything new to explain other than the move to the new software moving over to Steam. But there is going to be a brand new bit of information coming middle to the end of summer, they did say. So if you're a Sims fan, waiting for the last few weeks of summer, and we're going to get some more information about The Sims. Don't know if it's going to be a Sims 5, possibly some more packs, I don't know. I'm, again, not a big Sims player, but if that is your game, there's something good coming for it. Then you've got the EA access on Steam, like I've said. There's going to be a lot of Steam games coming to the EA access and crossplay developments and things like that. So all PC games are still going to be able to be purchased on Origins, which is the original EA one that they have right now. But they're also going to progress some games and most of the games over to the Steam store. So yeah, that's a great thing for PC players. And there's a brand new game developed by the people who made, if you remember the game, what was it called? Where the two people were together. What was it called? I forgot it. A Way Out. That was it. Helen reminded me off camera. A Way Out. Yes. Sorry. Again, it's 4:23. I'm tired, but I'm going for it. Yeah. The guys who made The Way Out have made a brand new game, and it's called It Takes Two. It's an EA original, one of 3 that was shown, and all 3 looked amazing, I've got to say. They didn't share a release date or anything like that, but it pretty much is plot summarized as a game where a girl's parents are getting divorced. She doesn't like that, so instead of like dealing with the world around her, she kind of like sculpts her parents out of clay, and there's like a mum and a dad, and it's a split screen cooperative game. Kind of, if you've watched The Way Out or played The Way Out, you kind of get the controls. Me and my girlfriend Helen played that at the start of 2019, I think, and we really enjoyed the hell out of it. So you guys, if you've got a buddy that you co-op with a lot of the time, if you've got a friend that you know you like split screening with, that'll be one of those types of games. But we don't know a release date. It looks amazing though, and the developer seems very passionate about it, which is always nice to see. A really cool indie game coming out as one of the EA originals. The next EA original, which looked amazing, was called Lost in Random, and that's like a Tim Burton inspired sort of dark horror nightmarish game set with this little girl character, and she is in this world that's called Random. It's like the location of where the game's set, with all these weird Tim Burton looking creatures and monsters, and it looked amazing when you saw it. And she comes across this little sentient dice that grows arms and a leg, and it like runs around and you play together. Another split screen co-op type game. And the first thing I said to my girlfriend when we were watching this trailer was, "You're the dice." And it's like, you are the dice. I am definitely being the dice. I am not being the dice in the playthrough. But yeah, we're looking for new things to stream over on Twitch all the time and put some highlights together for it. So when these cooperative games come out, because we've been missing them during the period right now, it's been a bit hard not having a decent bunch of these cooperative games. But there seems to be a really cool list of EA originals coming out. And that Lost in Random seems to be another amazing one from two really passionate game developers. And it's so nice to see game developers who are new and young and passionate for these games, because it shows that gaming and the community is still alive and thriving. It's not these big corporate entities anymore. It's these new up-and-coming people who are really passionate. And the third and final amazing EA original that was announced, and is coming a lot sooner than the rest, is July 14th, 2020. It's going to come out on Xbox and PlayStation current gen, and on the PC as well. It's going to be called Rocket Arena, and it literally is like this amazing game of like Overwatch meets Call of Duty, meets a bit of Fortnite art style. And the premise is, if you've ever used a grenade launcher or an RPG in a video game and you've enjoyed using that weapon, this game only has that weapon in it. So like there's like 10 characters to choose from, kind of similar to Overwatch, and every one of them has their own unique explosive weapon. So it's not just like all of you have an RPG each, like the generic RPG. Everyone's looks kind of different. Every hero's got their own sort of style and name and backstory. And it looks like a really interesting, high-paced, energetic, super fun game. Right up my street. I love the quick-paced action of Call of Duty and Fortnite Rumble and things like that. So I do feel like this is up my street. And on July 14th, if this whole situation's not been fixed, I'll be hopping on that and playing it ASAP. And on the 28th of July, they're also adding a season pass for free, I think they said, with an additional hero, a secret 11th hero that they're going to show and bring out then. So that's coming really, really soon in July, so I'm looking forward to that. And it looks fantastic and really, really fun to play with friends. And I'm going to definitely like get into that and enjoy playing it. Next, we saw the biggest, probably the one they spent the longest time talking about, was of course, the brand new Star Wars Squadrons. We got a leaked trailer earlier this week, because what ended up happening was a technical fault where Xbox ended up leaking the trailer and the footage on the Xbox Game Store earlier than it should have done, and then EA jumped on it quickly and released the official trailer and things like that. So that game secretly was called like something like Project Falcon or something like that, or Project like Makarov or something like that, something strange, and then it got leaked out as being like this brand new Xbox and PlayStation game that's getting released on the current gen consoles, because it comes out in October, but then it's also cross-play with the Xbox X Series and the PlayStation 5. So yeah, probably one of the last games to come out for consoles of this current generation, but it's going to transform over onto the next gen consoles as well. But yes, Star Wars Squadrons is a dual single-player / multiplayer experience. So the way it works is you've got multiplayer and you've got single-player. And the single-player storyline is split through a dual narrative. You load up into the game and custom make a Rebels, which is like the good guys, and the Imperials, which is the bad guys. And you make two unique characters for those different factions, and then you play the story, swapping the narratives as those two characters as the story progresses. This helps you learn fights and learns how the computer like controls work and everything, how the cockpit of the fighter engine works, and how the play styles of all the different characters work. So then once you complete the single player, it's not going to be like a 20-hour campaign, it's going to be quite short and sweet to the point, but still long enough that you get a proper feel of all the ships and how they all work. And then eventually the online modes, the two current online modes they've got right now, is a 5v5 dogfight and also a full-scale large battle. So it seems to be quite cool. They're doing amazing things with it. The developers, again, a huge group of passionate people who are super fun and super energetic looking people, and it looks amazing what they're doing with the game currently. We did see gameplay. For a lot of these we did see gameplay, but it was nice to see some Squadrons gameplay so early after the cinematic trailer, because cinematic trailers, obviously we don't know what they're going to be like until we see the gameplay, and the gameplay matched up the trailer fairly well. I felt like it wasn't a gross over exaggeration. Maybe a little bit, the graphics was a bit nicer in the trailer than it was in the gameplay, but the gameplay seems smooth, really to the point, but hyper realistic. Like, this isn't like just your average GTA, like you get in a plane and anyone can do a barrel roll in 2 minutes if they just take some time. This seems like it's got a definite arc of skill to it. Like, if you are obsessed with honing an ability, it definitely looks like it's got that sort of room for someone to get addicted to it and sort of learn. Because he was talking about mad things like you have to boost energy around your cockpit and your spaceship for different areas. Like, you can't just be blasting your machine gun whilst boosting at super like miles an hour. Like, that would be too OP. So they've like found ways to make that in lore and in game work, as well as for gameplay make it work. So like he talked about how you have a feature where you have to deposit like your fuel from your shields, and then you might have to like lose the shields but put the fuel into the boost and then the guns, and it's like it seems very complex, but I like that. It's like sometimes when you play like games with involving vehicles like GTA and other games that allow you to just roam around freely in vehicles, flying planes, helicopters, driving cars and things like that seem to be relatively too easy to control. That's why like some racing games are really interesting because of how complex they make the game. Like play mechanics, they make the gameplay mechanics really complex and detailed, so you can hone your abilities and learn cool things. And apparently this has got a really good room for skill level, so if you want to come in and like learn the basics and then get really good at the multiplayer, you've got a huge room to improve. The one thing that I found really exciting about it was the fact that they said there's over 150 cosmetic items that are all going to be free to unlock in-game. No microtransactions from the early doors. We don't know with EA their bad track record with things. We don't know if they'll add any loot boxes or things in later down the line. But for now, we know that when the game first drops, you're going to get 150 unique cosmetic items for characters and for your ship that you can unlock via just playing the game, getting good, and unlocking them via like a leveling system. So that's fantastic to hear, and it comes out on the 2nd of October 2020. And it looks amazing. I really recommend watching the thing, and also, if you own a VR for the PC or the PlayStation 4, it's fully playable in VR, single player and multiplayer, which is really insane. And it doesn't change the gameplay whatsoever. You can be playing with your friend who's on PS4 in VR. You could be on Xbox and you could be playing with him or her, and another friend can be on the computer, and you can all cross-play together. And that looks really cool. I mean, it's possibly the first game I'd buy VR for because I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and it does look really promising with what this game's going to bring. So it's definitely worth looking into. And it's if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to love it. If you're not even a big Star Wars fan, but you like the idea of like fighting in space with like laser ships, you're going to really enjoy it. It looks really different and interesting, and there's not really a lot of games like this one out right now or ever before. So this one does look like it's going to be EA's big one moving into the next year or so. And I'd love to see the new things they could do with it, like adding maybe like the Millennium Falcon in as like a DLC, or like all unique Star Wars ships and stuff would be awesome. And I don't know what they can add to it, but the room for improvements and updates and DLCs is unlimited because the Star Wars universe is massive. Also, if you are a massive Star Wars fan and you want a little bit of lore about the game, all we know so far is that there'll be some NPCs that we'll familiarised with, like little cameos from people we've seen in the movies and the other lore, as well as it's roughly set just after Return of the Jedi. So that's an area of the Star Wars lore that we've not really explored a lot in video games. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be quite interesting and quite cool. As well as, yeah, EA showed off a lot about the new software. They have a lot of new software coming out. DICE showed off some things for like Battlefield and games like that. Not like a Battlefield game or anything, but they showed off their software and the development stuff they're doing. And my girlfriend Helen isn't like been involved in gaming for too long. I've only recently got her into it, and our relationship's been going for 3 years. Come tomorrow or Saturday, yeah, Saturday. So she's only been gaming for like 3 years of her like life of like 19 years, and even she seems excited for these types of games and developments and updates. And that's really nice to see after being addicted to gaming all my life and getting to show a new person what it's all about and them to learn a newfound respect for it. It's been really awesome with this live event. And the software looks amazing. Like when they really showed you the difference of what they're doing for like facial recognition in games, so like your characters look like actual humans. It's insane what they're doing over there at EA, and they are doing really well with the new gameplay mechanics. And all of it said like work in progress and testing and things like that. So that's probably going to come for the next gen. They did say you're going to get like this really enhanced sort of unique world and environment and like vehicles, weapons and faces and people and characters all in the next gen. So they said a lot of the new software could never have been possibly made into a reality if it wasn't for the power of these next gen consoles. So PlayStation 5 and Xbox One X series will have fantastic looking graphics, and I can't wait to see what games they bring out and use with those new engines. But lastly, just to wrap up this video, sorry it's been a long one. Like I say, I'm sorry if it's not been too straightforward. I'm dead excited obviously about these games, and EA has been a company that has been a bit 50-50 over the years, but I'm super looking forward to what's coming out soon for them. And just to wrap up really nicely at the end of this blooming filming session at 4:30 in the morning, Skate 4 was announced. Now that is insane, because I remember playing Skate 3 on the Xbox 360 with my friends, and I got it on my Xbox One X the other day and played it for a bit, and childhood memories came flying back. So when I saw the two guys talking about Skate 4 making a comeback, and it was a game made by the fans, like for the fans, everyone was rallying behind it. Every time EA made a post about what games would you like to see coming up soon, and Skate 4 was getting spammed after spammed after spammed. Eventually they caved in and was like, okay, we'll make a Skate 4. And we saw no gameplay, no trailer footage. Small little secret about it though, I realized Nadeshot, who's the guy who's like part of the big esports teams, he has made a company called 100 Thieves, and they're part of the brands in that game. So that's a little sneaky thing for you guys. But Skate 4 had no press or anything like it, no video or anything. They just said, we're working on it. It's going to come out for the next gen consoles, which is understandable, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be amazing to have like the whole sort of nostalgia recycled and like remastered and brought back as a whole new brand new game, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I've been your boy TomOrigins. I'm super tired. I'm going to get to bed. I'll see your faces in the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check all the links in the description and the about section on my YouTube. And if you liked what you saw, stick around for more. Peace out. Goodbye.
Switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia. Darling, I'm just so fed up with what does perfect even mean?